Zack Belter, I got to meet you as a Tuscarora Tomahawk, but now I have unfortunately seen you shut down the offense of my Albany Firewolves quite a few times out there. Got to watch you live in Buffalo. That was an amazing experience for me. For you, I think that was one of your first games that I made it to.
Albany was my first game. Yeah.
Yeah, so that was cool. I was out
Yeah.
there for your first game, got a few photos. But I
Yeah.
mean, congratulations on everything that's taken place. It's one thing to you. Anybody who doesn't know you, your summer was challenged with you had an ankle injury, and to come back and then to heal up, and now you're playing. You're a regular player on the team, and to make it to the championship. What does that feel like after the summer of like, oh man, we made it to the President's Cup, but I got hurt 30 seconds into my first shot.
On defense, playing his first game as a Buffalo Bandit, number 77, give it up for Zack Belter. Oh, man.
Yeah, it was definitely a little bit stressful. Like I stayed healthy all summer and then President's Cup right before training camp. So you know, had a pretty tough recovery there, but the training staff with the Bandits and Morrisville where I'm coaching like had been so huge to get me back as quick as possible, and I feel great. And it's been a lot of fun these last few months. We're peaking at the right time and just having a lot of fun playing lacrosse with each other.
Yeah, and I like how you said you're peaking at the right time because that definitely sums up how the team feels. Uh, so I mean, last time we talked about getting to be at the NLL camp. You were just getting ready to go up to full speed, seeing the drills. What was the speed difference from the regular season versus the playoffs? Did you notice a difference, or how was that?
No, it's weird because anyone that asks that, I'm like, it just feels like we've played three more lacrosse games. Like, it feels no different than a regular season game. Like, it's a fast game, it's physical, and every team's good, and anybody can beat anybody on any given night. But yeah, it just feels like we played, three extra lacrosse games, I guess, and I'm sure, Friday in Albany is just could be another lacrosse game for us. So we're excited.
Absolutely. I love how you said that it's just another lacrosse game, but something that isn't just another lacrosse goalie is your goalie, Matt Vince. I mean, that has got to be quite the feeling to turn around, unless he's talking to you after a goal and he's got you pulled in the crease and he's like, "What did you do?" But I mean, what is that like to get to play with such a legend?
Yeah, it's super cool. He's the best at what he does. He's been around forever and been at the he's been at the top of his game for it feels like decades. It's crazy. Um but yeah, we have so many guys who have it's crazy to think how long they've been in the league because like they just keep their bodies in such great shape, and they're so knowledgeable, and like they just know everything about every other offense and what those guys like to do, like, and they all like bring a different perspective on things, like Priolo and Dawson and Weiss and like Justin Martin's a lefty that like I've enjoyed learning from this year. And yeah, it's been such a privilege being just in the room when we're watching film. Is there's just so many smart people in there, and all giving their 2 cents on everything.
Yeah, I mean, literally in the Buffalo Bandits room, if you just take the top, let's just take the top five guys, you're talking 100 years of experience, and not just experience, but like top
Yeah,
level. I'm talking best of the best
yeah,
experience. You have a century's worth of experience. Yeah, that's got to be something, and that's something I would never even thought about. But as you're sitting watching film and getting it broken down by like John Tavares, who's one of the best all-time offensive players, and being a defenseman, you're looking at it from a different perspective, but still getting to watch him kind of work through. And yeah, that's got to be so cool. And just being from Buffalo too, I'm getting goosebumps for you, and I'm not even a part of it really.
yeah, yeah. Films, Steve Dietrich puts a ridiculous amount of time into the film, and him and JT Cosmo, Eric Finn, Stanty, like all those guys in there have um, just so much lacrosse experience. And then like you add in our veterans, guys who've been in the league for decades. It's definitely fun learning every day. Vino, Priolo, Dawson, Weiser, or have all been in the league, forever, it feels like, and they all have so much experience, and they know all of the all of the opposing offensive guys and what they like to do and their tendencies, and they're just so helpful. It's so comforting having them back there, especially in like pregame prep. So it's been a privilege to play with every single one of our defensemen.
Yeah, so I mean, this has been quite the year for you, essentially. 2024, just started, but to start with 2023 to kind of go back and work your way through, the first Tuscarora team to make it to the President's Cup. You were a huge part of that. Now you've gotten into your first NLL season. The first season's completely wrapped up, into the playoffs, and you also somehow managed to coach college.
Yeah, yeah, it was definitely a lot with the travel. Um, being from Buffalo and coaching in Morrisville, which is a little bit outside of Syracuse, and practicing Wednesdays in Canada, and probably flying out most weekends, to wherever we're going. So it was definitely a new experience trying to balance it all, and you know scout a college team to and try and get our guys prepared for that, but also doing my homework on whatever NLL team we got that week, and also like watching the practice film and watching the previous game and learning from that. So yeah, it's great though. I have no complaints. My life's lacrosse, and it was a very fun spring.
Yeah, so speaking of that, you grew up near Buffalo. I mean, the what is it like to play in Bandit Land for your first game? That's got to be like goosebumps because I mean, I was there. It was Albany, obviously didn't go the way you want, but just running out like when they start calling out, the Buffalo Bandits. It's like no other arena.
Yeah, it was a cool experience. So like some of the older guys I know, like Dalton Solver, told me before like the second warm up, he's like, "Hey, just focus on controlling your breathing, man." Like, he's like, I think someone told him that before his first game, so it's cool for him to like kind of give me that, because my heart rate was starting to speed up, and you're sweating hard in warm ups, and just focus on controlling your breathing. And it's at the end of the day, it's another lacrosse game, and we've all played a ton of them, and yeah, so that was that.
Yeah, now getting to grow up in the Buffalo area, watching the Bandits, and now getting to play there. I mean, how cool is this for all of the local teams and stuff that you played for? I mean, that's got to be such a cool part for like your youth league and everything.
Yeah, it's I'm a product of my environment. I've had so many great coaches, and not only lacrosse but hockey, and so many great teammates that have helped me get to where I'm at now. So it's cool to be able to share this experience with them.
Yeah, I love it. Well, thanks so much, Zach. I really appreciate you taking the time. I wish you nothing but the best, except for, I mean, if the Firewolves happen to score 20 goals on you, that's maybe okay. No, I'm just joking. But I really do appreciate you taking the time. Love watching you play, and so glad that I was able to be a small part of capturing that.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate you.